Stumbling up the muddy track, her coat clinging to her like a second skin, rain plastering her hair to her face. SH looked half wild, half drowned, but SHE kept moving until SHE reached the porch. He opened the door before SHE called knock. For a moment they just stared at each other, the storm raging behind her, silence louder than thunder. Then he stepped aside, and SHE crossed the threshold like a shadow slipping into light. The warmth of the fire seemed to sting her cheeks, and when he pressed a steaming mug of coffee into her hands, SHE clutched it as if afraid it might vanish. He noticed the way her fingers trembled, not from cold alone. Her boots left dark prints across the floor, mud trailing with every step. SHE sank into the chair nearest the fire, eyes fixed on the flames as though SHE were afraid of meeting his gaze. Minute passed. He leaned against the mantel, arms folded, watching her in the flickering light. SHE hadn't said a word since entering, but the weight of something unsaid hung thick in the room. Finally, SHE broke the silence. "I'm filthy," SHE murmured, her voice fried, barely more than a whisper. SHE didn't look at him. Inside and out, the words carried more than mud and rain, they were heavy with something darker. He saw the way her shoulders hunched, as if SHE carried more than the wet coat clinging to her. He didn't push, didn't ask questions. Instead, he lifted the thick wool blanket from the back of the couch and draped it across her. "Rest," he said quietly. "The storm will pass." SHE didn't answer, only pulled the blanket tighter around herself, staring deeper into the fire. And in the uneasy stillness of that small room, the rancher felt the dread settle in his bones, whatever had driven her here tonight wasn't the storm outside. Hours later, the storm outside had quieted, leaving only the steady drip of water from the eaves and the faint creak of the wind against the shutters. The rancher lit a lantern and stepped softly across the wooden floor. SHE hadn't stirred since curling beneath the blanket, her breathing slow, steady, almost too still. For a moment, he thought SHE might finally be sleeping peacefully. He knelt to check on her, careful not to wake her, and lifted the edge of the blanket just enough to be sure SHE was warm. That is when he froze. The firelight caught the marks first, dark bruises blooming like shadows beneath her skin, scars etched in angry lines across her ribs and arms. Some looked old, half-faded, others fresh, cruelly recent. Her collarbone was mottled with purple, the kind of hurt no accident could explain. Beneath the dirt and rain, her body told a story SHE hadn't spoken aloud. His broad coat, a heavy knot in his chest. He wasn't a man easily rattled, cattle stampedes, droughts, and hard winters had taught him to wither plenty, but this sight stopped him cold. Rush flickered hot in his veins, but deeper still was a pang of sorrow so sharp it almost made him look away. SHE stared then, eyes fluttering open, catching him in that moment of discovery. For a heartbeat, fear sparkled in her gaze, raw and vulnerable, as though SHE expected him to recoil. "Now you see," SHE whispered, her voice cracked and fragile. "I said I'm filthy." The words hung in the air, heavier than the storm had ever been. He clenched his fists at his sides, fighting the urge to curse whoever had done this. But when he finally spoke, his voice was calm, steady, almost gentle. "You're not filthy," he said, his throat tight. "You've been hurt. There is a difference." Something shifted in her eyes, something caught between disbelief and longing, as if no one had ever told her that before. SHE blinked once, twice, and her lips trembled, to no words come. The rancher lowered the blanket back over her carefully, as if the act itself were a vow. Outside, the night was quiet again, but inside, he knew the real storm had only just begun.